everyone. How are you doing today? I'm Michelle Hansen, and today I want to talk about stress. I just did a little blog post last night about stress, and so I wanted to come back to stress, and I wanted to chat about it on video and here on the podcast, so that because this is a major issue. Surveys of high school students show that stress is the number one emotion that high school students report feeling on a daily basis. And that is disconcerting just by itself, because you're in high school and you're not yet taking on jobs and responsibilities like mortgages and kids and all this stuff. So high school should not be fraught with stress. It should not be a stressful time of life. And yet this is what students are reporting feeling on a daily basis. And so that in and of itself is problematic. And then on top of that, when you live your life in a state of constant stress, it affects your body in negative ways. And so it can cause weight gain, it can cause, anxiety, obviously, it can cause sleeplessness, it can cause all kinds of negative physical effects, as well as negative mental and emotional effects. And stress affects your decision making, and that is a big deal too, because teenagers already aren't known for making the best decisions, because you tend to be a little more spontaneous and you tend to take risks that you shouldn't. And so then you add stress into that, and then you add in chronic sleep deprivation, which is also a problem with American teens, and then you get big problems. And the big problems that we see right now trending are anxiety, depression, suicide attempts. Those things are all on the rise. Opioid use is on the rise, and so this is worth talking about, because stress becomes like the root of everything. And here's the most important thing that I want you to understand about stress. And this is kind of the key. This is the thing that I don't think a lot of adults understand. And if they do understand it, they don't implement and live from this core principle, which is that stress it's in your mind. All mental and emotional stress is in your brain. And the only place that you can cure stress is in the brain. And so when you learn, like meditation and things like that, those things can help reduce stress. But you literally can decide to live your life stress-free. You can seriously make the decision, because stress is always rooted in belief. And so it's the belief that you have that you want or need something, or that something's going to negatively affect you, that causes that stress response. So I gave the example in my blog post of a pop quiz. So let's say that you're in a class and you're struggling with this class. You're working really hard, and right now you have a good grade in this class, but it's taken a lot of hard work. And then your teacher walks in and they say, okay, today pop quiz, and you immediately get a panicked stress response. It's because your brain is already keyed into the belief that this class is hard, I need a good grade, I struggle. And so it immediately tells you, oh my gosh, you're going to do poorly. You're going to do terribly. This is going to tank your grade. And then you also have these beliefs that if this grade tanks, it's going to have all these negative consequences, like I'm not going to get into college, and I'm not going to get the career that I want, and on down the line until your whole life is going to be miserable. But the truth is, one pop quiz and one grade in high school cannot, I repeat, cannot derail your dreams unless you allow it to. And so you can sit in the same class and you can be panicking and freaked out and stressed, or you can say, okay, pop quiz, let's do it. And we'll see what I know. And if it isn't very much, then oh well, I'll find out if there's something else I can do. It's all about how you approach the situation. So we think as a society that all of our stress is caused by outside circumstances. And what happens is, when you believe that, you give your power to circumstance. And so you live your entire life reactively. You're just constantly reacting to whatever circumstance is thrown at you, and that's the state of mind that you are in. That right there is part of the reason why we have an entire society of angry, stressed out people. because they don't understand that they are completely in control of their own emotional mental state. So someone cutting you off in traffic cannot make you angry unless you allow it to. Stubbing your toe might hurt, but it cannot ruin your day unless you allow it to. Someone being, snippy with you in the hall at school or putting you down cannot affect you unless you allow it to. And what you need to understand too is that so often the way that people bombard you with their emotions is that they're projecting onto you what they're feeling inside themselves. It really has nothing to do with you. So sometimes when somebody says to you like, oh, you're so mean, or oh, you're so negative, or whatever, sometimes it's because they're feeling that way and they project it onto you. Okay? So I guess the thing that I spend a lot of time in a Relaxed Girl You Got This, going through actual strategies of how you shift that mindset. And how you shift the mindset is a deeper conversation than we're having today. But what I want you to understand, and this is so, so very important, is that you are 100% in control of your own brain. And no one can affect you unless you allow it. So when you understand this, it changes everything. It changes literally everything. It changes how you see your grades. It changes how you see, the way people treat you. It changes everything because you understand that you have the power to live happily and feel complete and feel loved and confident no matter what. No matter what. So understand, this is a bold statement that I heard a life coach, his name's actually probably a business coach, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, Christian Michelson, I was listening to a training that he was giving, and I couldn't tell you anything about the training except this one sentence. All mental and emotional stress is self-inflicted. I want you to think about that. All mental and emotional stress is self-inflicted. That includes your anxiety, that includes your worries, that includes your fears. All of that is self-inflicted. When you decide, I am not going to live here anymore. I am not going to live in fear. I'm not going to live in anxiety. I'm not going to worry about what's happening tomorrow. I am going to make the best of every moment that I have. When you make that decision, you shift. And it's high time. You have an entire generation, of girls who are growing up feeling loads of anxiety. You don't have to be there. It's a simple decision. Do you want to live in anxiety and stress, or do you not? And if the answer is no, I don't, well, I can teach you how to move out of that, because that is going to be a key to you having a happy and productive life. If you spend your entire life in stress and anxiety, you are going to suffer. And you're not going to become who you were born to become, because you can never, this is also really important, you can never reach your full potential from a place of fear and anxiety. So until you decide to shift, you cannot tap your full potential. Tapping your full potential means that you are going to be accountable. You're going to take ownership for what's going on inside your brain, and you're going to make better things happen. And when you decide this is what I want, then everything in your life begins to change, because that is the core decision. Okay, so thank you for joining me today. I want to hear what you have to say, because this is a hard topic for people sometimes to really get on board with. And so I want to hear your doubts and your fears. I want to hear what you think. And if you're at a place where you're ready to move out of stress and anxiety, you definitely need to pick up a copy of Relaxed Girl You Got This. It starts the process, but there's so much more to learn. And that is what I'm here for, is to help you get to that place. So thanks again for joining me. I look forward to chatting with you again next time, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.